there is another way in dividing polynomials, and that is using synthetic division. So how are we going to use synthetic division? There are three things to remember. First is to see to it that your dividend is in standard form, meaning the degrees of the terms of your dividend must be decreasing. Once your dividend is in standard form, then the second thing to do is to detach the coefficients. After detaching coefficients of your dividend, we'll have to proceed manipulating your divisor, meaning we have to find for the value of x of your divisor. So let's try to use this given example. We have x squared plus 2x plus 6, and is divided by x minus 1. First is to see to it that your dividend is in standard form. Is it in standard form? Yes, it is. Then we'll have to proceed in the second step, detaching the coefficients. So what is the coefficient of your x squared? That is 1. We'll have to proceed on the next term. The coefficient is 2. And the last term is we have the constant 6. Afterwards, we have to manipulate your divisor. That means finding the value of x. So we have to equate this one to 0. We have x minus 1 is equals to 0. By addition property of equality, we have x is equal to positive 1. These are the three things to remember before using synthetic division. Next is, we have to use the format of synthetic division. By how? So we have to enclose the value of x of your divisor in a box and align the detached coefficients of your dividend. We have 1, 2, and 6. And you have to draw a horizontal line below the coefficients. This is the format of synthetic division. So how to operate this? Okay, let's proceed. In operating the synthetic division, the very first thing to do is to bring down the first coefficient. So we have to bring down 1 below the horizontal line. To bring down 1. So afterwards, after bringing down 1, then we have to multiply this 1 by the value of x. So 1 times 1 makes 1. So where are we going to put the product? We have to put it below your second coefficient. Afterwards, we have to add. 2 plus 1 makes 3. We have to repeat the process. 3 times 1 makes 3. We have to put it again below your 6. Then we have to add 6 and 3 makes 9. Therefore, this number here represents as our remainder. And this number here represents the coefficients of our quotient. So since the degree of our dividend is 2, then subtracted by 1, then that is now the degree of our quotient. So that means 1 becomes 1x squared plus, or 1x plus 3 plus your remainder 9 over your divisor x minus 1. Therefore, the quotient or the answer of this given expression or problem is equal to x plus 3 plus 9 over x minus 1. Again, remember the three things. First is to see to it that your dividend must be in standard form. If it is in standard form already, second is you have to detach the coefficients. And lastly is to manipulate your divisor by finding the value of x.